And welcome to Interesting to See, your daily sports podcast. News, narratives, takes, gambling, etc. I'm Nick. Today is Wednesday, June 22nd, the year of our Lord, 2022. Hiatus begins on Friday, no show on Monday. We've got some shit to talk about today, which is exciting. Controversial Wednesday. I saved some stuff just for y'all. Should be fun. 3 beers got me feeling tough today. Got my ass kicked in 90s trivia last night. We're going to talk about Deshaun Watson. We're going to talk about transgender people swimming in international events. But we are going to begin today with bitch-ass Brooks Koepka. Man, Brooksy. Oh, buddy. Buddy. Not a great situation. So Brooks, who thumbed his nose at the LIV Tour, for those of you that don't know, LIV stands for 54. And that is the name of the tour that Saudi Arabia is using to sports wash its bullshit. If you're unfamiliar with the term sports washing is something that somewhere between dictatorial to terrorist regimes will do to make it look like they're normal. And so, like, look, we love golf. Don't check out our torturing of women and slavery stuff. Golf. And so they're doing that, but what they have found that's really fascinating is that there is a monopoly on golf with the PGA Tour, and the PGA treats its players like shit and doesn't give them their own rights and stuff. So the LIV Tour is like, what if we give you all this money? They're going after players who suck and players who used to be good. Brooks Koepka was just about 2 years ago the king of the golf world. He dominated everybody for a period of about 24, 36 months, somewhere in there. Just won all the majors. He was crushing people. Then he had some injuries. He hasn't been healthy. And but then the LIV Tour thing came out, and he was like, oh, that's dumb. Why would you ever do that? America. And Americans hate it, and the English hate it because, Saudi Arabia funded the 9/11 attacks and shit like that. But now Brooksy, he's a liver. He's on the LIV Tour. Oh, and people were suspecting it was going to happen. I have this column from Yahoo. No, I nailed that. Damn. It's from Iman Lynch, and let's zoom in on it. Should we zoom in on it? Is that good enough? Let's see. Is there a better view? Is that a better view? No, it isn't. Okay, so I want to read this to you. This is insane. This Iman obliterated Brooksy here. Obliterated. Wait, is it just the search bar? Oh my God. Oh, Yahoo, your formatting blows. Okay, somewhere over the last few days, since back when he was telling friends he was emphatically out on the LIV Golf Series, Brooks Koepka found a metaphorical horse's head in his bed, an offer he couldn't refuse. For those who know Koepka well, one brief moment at last week's U.S. Open offered early and irrefutable evidence that he had cast his lot with LIV Golf. He walked up to Phil Mickelson on the range and offered him a fist bump and exchanged a few words. That will not be the only time he finds himself doing something that he would, until very recently, have found unpalatable. It's so amazing. This person, Iman, obliterates him. Oh, man. Brooksy. He has always fancied himself more an athlete than a golfer. But this is an admission that he's neither, that he's just an entertainer, doomed to play exhibitions against the washed-up veterans and no-name youngsters he's considered unfit to sniff his jockstrap. What a chicken shit. That's what happens when you come out like this. They offered him a bag. Rumors are they offered Tiger Woods $750 million, and he said, fuck off for now. But the PGA Tour is garbage. So, like, the LIV Tour is garbage, the PGA Tour is garbage, and golfers are spineless sellouts. Color me shocked. Just so shocked that this happened. Speaking of shocking bullshit, Deshaun Watson has settled 20 of his 24 sexual misconduct lawsuits. Surprisingly, as the NFL suspension is probably, everybody think, coming down the pike, all of a sudden the lawsuits are settled, as if his lawyer's like, hey, we're not going to win. We might win the lawsuits. We're not going to win the court of public opinion. And I imagine the terms of these are not going to be made directly available. These kinds of things always get leaked. 4 of the 24 counts are still out there. I imagine those accusers are incredibly pissed and just want to keep twisting the knife. I would ask for $10 million. I mean, he's going to have it. Why not? Say, like, the goal here is not to get justice. The goal here is to fuck up your life, because you did this to me, so I want 10 million. And I'm going to say what I got 10 million. Or I'll see you in court in Texas, and you can fly from Cleveland to Texas. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that 20 of them are settled. We'll see. The NFL is shutting down. I'm taking a hiatus. Other NFL people have already started their hiatus. It's going to, I mean, he's a piece of shit, and this is going to ruin his life. And Cleveland is, I mean, they're doomed to be the worst football team in history. For sure. I would imagine. Okay, more controversial Wednesday. The International Swimming Association, or whatever it's called, FINA, the Federal International something, they ruled that they would they barred almost all transgender women from competing in women's category in international events. This is from the Wall Street Journal. This was not what the NCAA decided to do. Remember, we covered Leah Thomas, the University of Pennsylvania swimmer who competed in the Ivy League championships. The IOC confirmed that the Olympic Games are also subject to FINA's new policy. That means that transgender women will not be competing in the Olympics. It's a tough situation just transitioning between one gender to another, and the advantages and disadvantages that go along with that. The other side of this coin is when you transition from being female at birth to being male, you probably will never play sports at a competitive level, I would imagine. That's just a guess. I don't know, but I would imagine that there are no amount of hormones that we're going to make someone who's, say, 17 years old who wants to compete and express themselves as a male are not going to make competitive soccer teams, I would guess. But that's just me. I have no idea what I'm talking about, and we'll see. People are crazy. They do crazy things, and maybe something something like that will happen, and we'll have some history to talk about. But for now, we don't. Okay. Let's go to... Oh, I have this. The College World Series Jello Shot Challenge has been awesome. The Bar wrote this heartfelt letter, which we all adore. We adore these people. All right, let's see if I can read this. I can't. This is what happens when you have bad eyes, folks. Yeah, I can't read it. But the Bar said that they were so shocked by this. I did the math. Those Jello shots cost $450. Just kidding. They cost $4.50. They made, in the last, 54 hours, they've made, you can do the math. It's 9,000 shots from two schools at $4.50 a pop, and they ran out of vodka. That was the rumor I heard on Ole Miss Twitter, which was Ole Miss Twitter was abuzz because they were trying to catch Arkansas, and they couldn't. So let's just do the math. 4.50 times 9, 1, 2, 3. And that turns out to be $40,000 in cashola. So they wrote this letter. They are now donating almost half of all of the Jello Shot revenue to food banks, one in Arkansas and one at Ole Miss. So the Jello Shot Challenge, let's just Google it right now, or Google it. It'll be good on Twitter. Currently, Arkansas has pulled in front. God, losers. Arkansas is 6,870 at Ole Miss at 5,723. That's bananas. The letter went on to talk about how it was tough during the pandemic and they barely made it, and now they're just humbled that this has happened. It's a stupid marketing ploy, but it's worked. The coolness on this is going to run out. I would imagine Stanford got to 160. Good for them. 170. Wow. Good for Stanford. They had to drown their sorrows in vodka and sugar. This is a cool thing. The marketing part of this is going to run out. It won't be cool forever. But maybe it will be a tradition for a couple of years. It has been for, I think, 2 or 3 years. Everybody's been talking about it. It's cool. I like it. The College World Series happening. I think Ole Miss and Arkansas will battle tomorrow. That means today it is going to be A&M versus Oklahoma. Of the 4 teams remaining, 3 are from the SEC and 1 is going to be from the SEC. And the most unfortunate part of this is they're all red, which we have to figure out. The SEC's red problem, and specifically in the SEC West, there's just too much red. I mean, it's all different kinds of shades. I mean, it goes from blood to mud, man. Like, that shit it's gross. We got to figure, that's honestly the SEC's biggest problem right now. Going to baseball, I saw something that I watched this 12 times, and I don't understand how this is physically possible. I'm going to try to bring this up. I know I should have a clip here somewhere. I don't know, look at all these highlights. Scroll. So, Maybe I don't have it. The Pittsburgh Pirates shortstop was fielding a ground ball. This dude is 6'7". His name is O'Neill. I forget his last name. I think it's like Cruz or it's something awesome. He's their best prospect. He was grounding a ball at shortstop, and to get a runner, he threw it 98 miles an hour. Oh, excuse me, I'm exaggerating. 96.7 miles an hour. I'm going to bring it up on Twitter right here. Look at this. Pop. Got him. Boom. Like, that is legitimate. And if he had thrown at 95 miles an hour, maybe it's not an out. It was He's 6'7". He's like the best baseball player in the world. What a freakazoid. O'Neill Cruz. His name is O'Neill Cruz. I love you, O'Neill Cruz. You're making baseball fun again, but not fun enough for me to continue the show throughout the summer. Sorry about it. And we're going to get out of here on this. The World Cup situation is gross. They can't drink. You'll go to jail. And if you have sex with someone to whom you are not married, you'll go to prison in Qatar, where they used slaves to build stadiums and have to hold the tournament in November because it's too hot in a stadium that looks like a vagina. And if you think I'm joking, here, I'm just going to show you. Qatar Vagina Stadium. Look, I Googled it. That's it. Look at it. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. So great. World Cup, crushing it. Saudi Arabian Golf Tour. We're all sellout losers. All of us. I'll be back and better than ever tomorrow. We'll have sports to talk about. The Stanley Cup is wrapping up pretty quick. The NHL announced its awards. My boy Morris Sider won Rookie of the Year. Austin Matthews, Cale Makar walked home with big trophies as well. Like, rate, review, subscribe. See you tomorrow.